Air fried Hasselbacks. Definitely crispy. If you haven't tried these, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Hi everyone and welcome back to New Forest Feasts. Today I'm going to be making a classic side dish. Going to be giving it a modern and crispy upgrade. So today we are looking at the Hasselback potatoes. Now I normally make these in the oven, but for today, and it's for the first time for me, I'm going to be attempting it in the air fryer. So I'm seeing if I can get those crispy edges and the fluffy centers which everyone loves. But above all, we're looking at getting them fast. So wish me luck and let's get cooking. So this is what you need for the recipe. In the UK, we go for the Maris Piper potatoes, but I understand in America, you tend to favor the russet. So go whichever one you like to favor. Then I'm looking at my seasoning. So I've got smoked paprika, which I always love on wedges or Hasselbacks, adds that little smoky flavor to it. Then we've got salt, pepper. And for the oiling of it, I tend to use about half a mix of butter and then half a mix of olive oil. We've also got 2 wooden spoons. You can use chopsticks, and then we've got a knife. So we're going to start with cutting the potatoes, and if you're wondering why I've got 2 spoons here, this is the part where I explain it. Now you can use chopsticks or anything else that you can improvise. So the idea is it's a guide to stop the knife from cutting all the way through. Now the very beginnings of them, if you cut all the way down to the wood there, you'll chop the ends completely off. So the beginning, you just got to gauge it and stop where you feel you're enough through. And when you start getting to the bulk of the potato, that's when you can start getting down a little bit lower, and then now I can touch the wood. There we go. So now I can use this as a guide solidly all the way through. Now be careful as you go, if I show you there. So I'm cutting these around about, in the UK, about 3 to 4 millimeters. In the US, it's about 1/8 of an inch, I believe. Now be careful as you go through, because if you go through and cut at an angle, you'll be chopping out very, very tiny slithers of wedges. So gently go down, and the next one. Now if you do chop out those wedges, as I mentioned, don't worry about it. You can either leave it in place or just remove it. I'll probably make that mistake as I go here. And when you get to this point, just spin it around and then keep going. And again, coming to the end, so I'm not going to go all the way through. So as you can see, the knife has cut through, but not all the way, and it's giving that lovely fan effect to hold all the seasoning. Right, let's get chopping the rest of them. So you can see I've pulled a wedge out there. Just slot that back in. Now we finish with the spoons, pop them aside, and we're now going to be making the coating, which is going to be with butter and olive oil. So I'm just going to chop a section of this off. This is all very eyeballing it. I think that'll be sufficient amount of butter for the time being. Just going to pop it into a cup to melt. So we have the melted butter, took about 30 seconds in the microwave. And then we're going to be adding smoked paprika, black pepper, salt, and some olive oil. Hi, I'm a new channel looking for subscribers who love cooking. So if you find this helpful and enjoyable, hit that subscribe button right now, and you get notified every time I drop a new video. have it. Just get a brush, and you are going to make a mess doing this, so don't worry too much about it. So as you're doing it, try to pull the slices apart and just try to get into those gaps. At the moment they stick together quite well because the starch in the potato is holding it all together, but as soon as it all gets into them, it does start to open up. Excuse my mucky fingers, but that's what it should look like. So there we have it, a very messy workstation, but some successfully coated and flavoured Hasselbacks. Now I know you can't smell it from where you are, but these smell incredible, and I do believe it's the smoked paprika which has stolen the show there. Right, let's get these in the air fryer. Okay, so I've got these into the air fryer, and one thing I've noticed straight away, unlike wedges, chips, where you need to do batch cooking because you just spread them out to get the air flowing, with these you really can get a decent amount in, as you can see there. So if I start pushing them up a little bit closer, still leaving a gap, I'm using about 1/3 of the air fryer there. So I'm thinking this could be a family of 4's side dishes quite easily in the air fryer. Okay, let's get it cooking. Okay, so we're going to go for around 20 minutes first of all, and then we're bringing the temperature down to 180. And let's try that. Okay, so they're now getting to how I like them, but I have altered the cooking time and the temperature. So initially these went in for 20 minutes as instructed at 180. Not extremely hot, so careful as you touch them, but I can touch most hot things these days. So they had 20 minutes at 180. I felt they were nowhere near done, so I sprayed them down with olive oil again, popped them back in for the 5 minutes at 180. I still felt they weren't crispy, so I increased the temperature then to 200 degrees Celsius, and they've been in for about 8 minutes, and I think these are now rivaling oven. So you can hear that crunch there, or the crispiness, and the centers are definitely going to be soft. So let's give these a taste. Air fried, crispy Hasselbacks. And those are amazing. All that butter held in there, all the flavours. Absolutely delicious. Let's give them a taste. So from potato to air fried Hasselbacks. Crispy and look absolutely delicious. Let's give these a taste. Yeah, these rival the oven. Absolutely delicious. Soft centers and layers of crispiness on the outside. I mean, if you haven't tried these, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolute winner in my books. I'll see you next time.